opening images and moments in movies are so crucial because these are the places where filmmakers can say what they have to say while also setting you up for what the movie is about. And most people will take that in the sense of the genre, but I'm gonna refer right now to the opening of Hollow Man. Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon, directed by the wonderful Paul Verhoeven. Well, I don't know if he's wonderful, but I know his directing, well, the final form is definitely wonderful. I would certainly like to meet the guy. But the opening scene of Hollow Man, you see a little rat scurrying around, and then suddenly something grabs the rat that you can't see, and you see the rat being squished and ultimately bursting into a bunch of blood. And then you realize the blood splatters over what seems to be an invisible mouth, chewing up the rat and consuming it. And so this visual, it's telling us two things, okay? The novice filmmaker will just tell you, oh, it's because it's a horror movie about being invisible, right? But it's also suggesting there's the invisible threat that you're not really aware of. You know, it's present, but you're not aware of it. And so that invisible threat in this movie is Kevin Bacon. Amongst this group of scientists that Hollow Man's about, this group of scientists are trying to make a serum that can make people invisible upon command. But they have to go through the hard process of actually making someone invisible. Now, they've solved invisibility. What they can't fix is turning someone visible again. That's what this whole opening scene is about. We see this invisible gorilla eating, and they're trying to turn the gorilla back to being visible again, but they fail. And Kevin Bacon, he's the smartest of them all. He's the best of them all. He's the one who can solve the situation, and they actually solve it in the next sequence with the gorilla. But the problem with the movie is the whole premise is that the goal of this is to make humans invisible, and Kevin Bacon volunteers to be the guinea pig to become invisible. But the invisible threat, which is set up in these early scenes, is that he has an ego. He has an ego that's bigger than the planet. And it's only checked by the fact that he really has no powers. You know, he has no invisibility. He can't do anything more than being a regular human being. But on top of having this massive ego, there is a love triangle of sorts. Elizabeth Shue is one of the fellow scientists, and she's in a relationship with Josh Brolin. And so there's a tension here because she was with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon still wants her, but she's with Josh Brolin. And he is, without a doubt, the lesser scientist, but the better human being. He's just a nicer guy who means well and tries to look out for what's best for the team. He's kind of the traditional leader type, but Kevin Bacon is the leader in terms of the science. And so when Kevin Bacon goes invisible, he experiences that cabin fever that I talked about before because he must stay confined to this science lab until they figure out how to make him visible again. And across this movie, Kevin Bacon becomes the villain. His invisibility goes right back to his ego where he's like, wait a minute, I'm invisible. I can do whatever I want now. And he starts doing terrible things. And so what starts off in the opening scene is just the animal instinct to eat. It becomes that animal instinct to just go out and hunt. And so Kevin Bacon quite literally becomes a predator in this movie because he's gifted with invisibility. And so the opening image has a lot to telling that story in short form.